This is a transmission from the archives.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Archives. My name is Timo, also known as the Master Archivist, and today is a bittersweet day. We're back for Master Archives analysis, but it's the Ahsoka finale. I'm happy it happened, but I'm sad to see it go. Overall, this is great. This was phenomenal. I was in shock for so much of it, and I'm so excited. So before we get started, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments what your favorite part was. Let me know what you loved about the season or what you thought could have been better. I like to hear both sides of it. With that being said, let's get into it. So to start off, Morgan Elsbeth has earned the trust of the Great Mothers, and in what I can only describe as a very crazy ritual, they almost use the magic to burn into her skin, like the markings. I never knew how the Night Sisters got that. I thought they were born like that. Apparently not. But he's gifted the gift of the shadows and is given the blade of Talzin, which is cool. Nice to see a live action reference to Mother Talzin. We catch up with Ezra and Ahsoka and Sabine. We see Ezra's constructing a new lightsaber, modeled after Kanan Jarrus. I also thought it was funny with Hugh Yang. Very conveniently, he's like, "Oh, I had this extra emitter from Kanan Jarrus," and I was sitting there like, "That's very convenient," but I'll let it pass. It's a good tribute here to Kanan Jarrus. Hope to see him in live action soon. We got in Captain Rex and Anakin. I'm hoping we can kind of get a Kanan Jarrus down the line. So we have that Sabine meets up with Ahsoka, and a lot of this too is it's kind of like touching base with where all these characters are at now in their life. So now after this whole journey, Sabine and Ahsoka have made pretty much new grounds, I would say. Sabine was talking to Ahsoka about, what it was like training with Anakin. And I thought it was sweet. She said that Anakin was the only one who ever stood by her side completely, and that she does plan to do that going forward with Sabine. I just thought it was a very touching tribute. And, it goes to show, from the beginning of the season where it's kind of she gave up. Ahsoka was worried she was training for Sabine, and Sabine was doing it for all the wrong reasons. But now to have them kind of be on the same page, I feel like it's very nice. It's kind of poetic the way it comes together. Of course, Thrawn, in his endeavors to now escape Peridia, does also dispatch ties to make sure that they get rid of Ahsoka and Sabine, of course, to no avail. But from there, we actually get a cool thing, because, Ezra has basically been using the Force, but I like that through just Ahsoka and just Ahsoka and Ezra, they can hold up the ship. I just they're very powerful in the Force. I know, obviously, Ezra hasn't been using a lightsaber. He's been going through everything in the past 10 years with the Force. I just thought that was an impressive display. Night Troopers are, of course, present for Thrawn and Morgan Elsbeth. I like they kind of allude to a great twist later in this episode. He's like, "Are the troopers ready?" Morgan's like, "Oh, they're ready to lay their life down for you." And of course, we're going to see that later on. It's going to be my favorite thing to talk about, because here we have, and I said it earlier in my watch along, and I said it last week, 3 Jedi versus just this a whole bunch of stormtroopers. I'm sorry, but I already looked at it and went, it doesn't make any sense. That's odds are completely against Thrawn right now. And I was correct, because they dispatched them extremely fast. But you know what I couldn't count on? And everyone was talking about, when it said night troopers, I even said it. They're like, could they be death troopers? Could they be zombies? And we see it. That ritual that the Great Mothers pulled off to bring the troopers back to life, mixed in with everything was perfect. The score, it was the cinematography to it as they're moving through this temple, and everything. I was saying at one point, this feels like a COD zombie map. The way this is all done. I like some of the troopers don't even get their motor skills back. Some of them are just a limp, moving themselves around, throwing themselves. They're getting shot. They're being cut. Nothing. Apparently, decapitation is the only way to do it. I mean, very traditional zombie stuff. But overall, that was the coolest thing. I'm going to obviously put parts of it here in the video. But in the watch along, I was completely taken aback by it, because it was such a surprise. Of course, once they all get wiped out, Morgan Elsbeth has to now take the reins. And I Thrawn's for the Empire. And as he leaves, she's like, for Dathomir. And I'm like, oh, I knew it. I knew there's some betrayal. And I said this earlier in this watch along as well, that I'm like, she's formidable against Ahsoka. If you remember Mando season 2, she held her own very well against Ahsoka. And I was like, I really hope we kind of see that again. And do we? So while Ahsoka stays to fight Morgan Elsbeth, we get the Death Troopers? Death Square Troopers? Versing Ezra and Sabine, and they have hands. Oh my god. The way they knocked them around and choking out Sabine, and Sabine, we get to see her, display of the Force here, was able to pull lightsaber straight through the head. That was, hit the Kylo Ren on him. That was crazy. And then also we get the one Death Trooper getting Jango'd right there. I like how they kind of cut the camera too. over that one pillar, so you didn't actually like see it. Of course, then Ezra and Sabine want to get on the Chimera before it hits hyperspace, and they go to use like the Jedi Fallen Order jump glitch. But Sabine stays with Ahsoka, and I thought that was very nice too. Instead of them kind of doing like all for one kind of thing, one for all, I suppose they actually stay together. I thought it was very nice. And Ezra pulls the same old trick. I love he gets the disguise to hide aboard to go meet up with Hera. And while that's happening, Ahsoka dispatches Morgan Elsbeth in such a great fashion, disarms her, double slice, takes her out. But pretty much then we have Ahsoka and Sabine stay on Peridia. We also get Shin takes the reins as the leader of the Raiders. Very Beowulf style, it looked like. But my coolest thing I loved about this, and I'm very sad about what's happened with Ray Stevenson, of course, but Balin out there, the father, statue. Just this might be the thing that's called to her. Maybe is something bigger, but very very sad about how that part ends. And I don't know if they're gonna recast him or what may happen, but I don't know. I don't think those shoes can be filled personally. But to take a moment out of all this, this is of course the last episode of the season of Master Archivist Analysis. I say this every single season. Thank you guys so much. We have reached really new milestones this season. I mean, these videos have gotten so many great views, gotten so many new comments. I've gotten new followers on Twitch and YouTube, and I want to thank you guys for that. This is something I love doing with you guys, and I'm very excited. I think the next show is coming out in December, but it's already not here soon enough. I'm going to keep some videos rolling out over the hiatus, and then we're going to be back to weekly videos once the new Star Wars content comes out. But check out over on Twitch. I am live streaming on there at least once or twice a week. I'm going to start live streaming on YouTube as well. So stay tuned, and I appreciate all the likes and the comments and all the love I've been getting. And for now, this has been a transmission from the archives. I am your host, Tima, the Master Archivist. And until next time, thank you so much, and may the Force be with you.